Okay, Shalom, Shalom, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Kuhaloimla, Yahweh, Bachashim, Yahweh Shai, Bachashim, Rekahakadash, and double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. I just want to say the water to all you H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bachashim, Yahweh Shai, to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Nawach. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. I wanted to touch on this article with Marvin Winans, right? Another one of these pastors, you know what I'm saying, just it's not a good look as they're on their, congregants' ass about giving money, in these settings where in today's time, they have, social media and all this stuff goes live and the people in the church got a damn camera phone out. It's just crazy, man. This place is done, man, when it comes to these churches, man. But anyway, it says, ripping off his members, Marvin Winans under fire after tense exchange with church member who gave less than he requested, right? So let me get this copyright disclaimer real quick. Not sure about, certain videos. I'm throwing a disclaimer out there for every goddamn thing right now because they done, Esau, he's terminating channels and stuff like that for the simplest of things. But copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So fair use, as I play this video of this guy, it's crazy the amount of money that they be asking for, man. But I will say, in this day and time, there's a few places that's still going to get paid. And it's all pretty much got to do with lottery or luck. You have these types of people that go to these churches. They have this prosperity gospel where they've been taught that, okay, you give this amount, you basically reaping and sowing. Sowing and reaping, Salakia. You sow $100, you're going to get $1,000 back. The more you sow, the more you get back, basically. And this is how they're using the scriptures, you know what I'm saying? And it's, so a lot of what's going on with the government shutdown, food stamps being cut, groceries getting high, you're going to have a lot of people that's going to be going to these churches that, actually a lot of people have stopped going to church, but they're going to go a Sunday or two just to throw a few dollars in the pot just to try and see if they can hit that lick with God. That's how Jake be thinking, man. Yeah, I'm going to hit this lick. I know I'm going to go and I'm going to, all I got to do is just get to church and I'm going to give the Lord my last. And he's going to, I'm going to receive back 100-fold. You know how these pastors been teaching that bullshit, man, for decades and decades on end. They made millions and millions, billions of dollars off of Jake. Jake done put a lot of money into white Jesus Christianity, man, which is idolatry. That's idol worship. The Lord's name is not Jesus. He's not some blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy, and he's not this doofy ass docile guy that the so-called white man has given to you. And has told you that he's just stupid and he goes for anything that you want. The way that you want to live. The things that you want to do. He's okay with it. Because you're already saved by grace. Like the Lord is just some doofy ass simp. No, that's not the God of the Bible, man. The God of the Bible is a man of war and he will kill your ass. He will knock your ass off. He's not this God is good all the time. Ha! That's what these pastors be, preaching. While the music is playing and shit, man, and he's passing that collection plate on your ass 3 or 4 times, right? But the Lord's name is Yahweh Shai, which means that he's the Savior or deliverer in the Paleo-Hebrew, and the true name of the Father is Yahweh, which means that he exists or the existing one. Those are the true names of the Father and Son, because the letter J wasn't invented until 1524 by a grammarian named Giorgio Trissino. We like to always bring that out for new believers and newcomers. Because the Lord's name is not Jesus. There was no letter J when the Lord walked the earth. No one was calling sweet white baby Jesus, man. But anyway, back to what I was saying. These churches are going to make money because people are hopeless. And this is one of their ways of having hope. Let me go and give a couple of dollars. I know, you know what I'm saying. The pastor always say, give and you shall receive. This is gonna be one of the places that's gonna make a lot of money. Next, you already see what these lottery big games have been like over the past 5 or so years, 10 years going on. But I say within these past 5 years with COVID-19 and everything, with inflation going up, prices going up, food, your water bill going up, your damn car note going up, your car insurance going up, medicine going up, everything has been going up, right? So one thing that has been becoming big, the lottery is like at $1 billion every month now. Damn near. It's damn near at $1 billion. Quick as shit. Within 3 or 4 weeks, man. It don't take no time for it to get to that. Within 2 weeks, it can be at $450-500 million, $500 million, like nothing. Just like that, man. Now, we know that there's multiple states that's involved, but just think how quick $1 billion is generated just with lottery, man, because people are hopeless. And they're hoping to hit that lottery so they can get out of the situation that they're in. Which I don't think nobody really be hitting that lottery, because you don't never see nobody. They try and make it seem as if, okay, these people are anonymous. They don't want nobody to know that they won all this money. I get that. But, yeah, it's nothing for Esau to have people thinking that they're going to win this amount of money and his ass come through and be like, I'm going to take that. Let it get back up there. Just some Edomite, some tiny hat in the backdrop, just collecting every month $1 billion off of these people that go out here hopeless and spend their last $10 on a big game, or their last, hey, these people be playing a lot of, there's people that play hundreds of dollars of lottery just in the hood alone. My uncle, one of those people. I got an uncle, man. He go hard with the lottery, like for real. This dude is playing like I know at least $100 a day, easy. And I be thinking to myself, like, well, goddamn, how you never, he win here and there, but it's never the amount back. It's not like he's making his money back. Never. Like, for real. So you thinking if you're spending $100 a day with scratch offs, three digit, 4 digit, whatever other digit, whatever's going on, you're looking at, man, you playing like $3,500 a month. I'm thinking like, damn, where the fuck you getting all this, but. He is what it is. Can't talk to him. Can't say nothing to him about it. But this is some people are addicted. Because some people will go crazy if they didn't play their numbers for the day. They will literally go fucking nuts. They've been playing the same numbers forever in a day. They fuck around and get sick and can't get out of the house and make it to the store by 12 o'clock or whatever, whenever the midday go down or the nighttime go down, man. They fucking losing their goddamn mind. Somebody got to go and play them numbers for them. And even though they never win, it's just that anxiety on their mind of, what if my numbers. That shit is a demon. What if my numbers that came out? And oh my, don't let them come out and they didn't play them. Oh my. I've seen people acting a goddamn fool in the stores, man, over motherfucker done sat there and put in 100 numbers, and you get one of them wrong. He's sitting there holding up the whole damn line, looking back at numbers like that. That shit is exhausting. I be seeing people like, man, how do you do that? How do you, like, come on, like, damn, but the scriptures do say that. Let me just grab one real quick. I know I'm talking, but I want to just make a point, because the next thing that's going to happen, or the next thing other than this lottery is your casinos. Now, a lot of these casinos have been been kind of going down, but guess what? I just seen an article here in Detroit, because we got 3 casinos downtown Detroit. The casinos, the month of September alone, one casino, one of the casinos out of the 3. As a matter of fact, it's the one I used to work at. That motherfucker made $100 million in the month of September. So you looking at fucking $25 million a week, basically, just from, just people coming in there just losing money. That's not to mention other little stuff that's going on, because, you got, because they all of a sudden, now with that too, when COVID-19 went down, what happened was that's when a lot of online gambling got real big, because now you can do the shit from your phone, right from your home. So once COVID stopped, you don't even have to go to the casino no more. You can just play that shit right from your phone. Or FanDuel, or or this sports gambling and sports betting. So this is where the people's minds are at. These are the three things that are gonna make a lot of money, other than, you know, people trying to do the little Bitcoin shit. I'm talking about like instant money, you know, where, okay, I'm trying to get out of this situation tomorrow. You're gonna have the church, you're gonna have the lottery, and you're gonna have the casino. All got to do with pretty much a lottery, you know, or betting and trying to just come up with a quick come up, you know, type of deal. But this is 1 Samuel 2 and verse 7. Let me just get verse 6 as well. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Yahweh maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. See that? So the Lord is in control of whether or not you have what you need, and if you don't, he done that. If you're homeless, he done that. If you hit the big game, you're in a mansion, you're on a yacht, he done that. Right? Verse 8, he raiseth up the poor out of the dust, and he lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes, and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he hath set the world upon them. So the Lord is in control of everything. Everything that everybody is going through. Everything that everybody is doing. The Lord has these people positioned there. He has Trump positioned in a position to say, all right, yeah, we're going to cut your food stamps. We're going to cut that Medicaid. We're going to cut your SNAP, your Section 8. We're going to cut all the benefits that you get, and you got to get your ass out here and work a certain amount of hours to receive anything from us. You know what I'm saying? So this guy, he's out here. He's been wrecking shop, man. And a lot of people are terrified. People are in a state of despair. Been seeing a lot of different videos with, you know, TikToks and shit, where people just losing it, man. They don't know what the fuck to do. They don't know where their next is coming from. So you're going to have a lot of this going on. Oh, I forgot. Let me add on to the church, the lottery, and the casino. Is going to be a bunch of damn robbery. You know, robbery, thieving, stealing, shoplifting. These are the things that's going to be on the people's minds because they don't have any hope. And they for sure not calling on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, or at least from the standpoint of our people, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Let me get this one real quick, and I'll jump on that video. Salakia. Isaiah 31:1, it says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Right? So Egypt, you know, that's got to do with Esau and his systems. You know, his food stamps, his Section 8, his SNAP, his Medicaid, his hospitals, his medicines, and not to mention, again, his churches, his lottery that he has set up. You know what I'm saying? His casinos that he has set up. And then they'll throw this bullshit number across the bottom of the screen. Like, if you have a gambling problem, call this number. I remember when the casinos first opened up downtown, yeah, dude ran off in there, and there's been a bunch of people been doing a bunch of silly shit. But it was a dude, matter of fact, he was a Jake, older Jake, ran off in that bitch, lost everything, lost the damn house, lost the car, you know, going down the street to the pawn shop, pawning every damn thing, because it's a pawn. Of course, the pawn shops are in the area too. I forgot about the pawn shops, so let me throw the pawn shops in there. Motherfuckers pawning shit, you know. So this guy, he ended up losing everything, and he shot himself right there in the casino. I think that was like the very first month of the shit opening up, the very first one. But anyway, let me get this one again. It says, woe to them, Isaiah 31:1, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. See, our people, they're not going to go to the Lord and ask him for help. First off, you need to be coming before the Lord Yahweh in the name of his son Yahushai and praying to him for forgiveness, man. And really breaking down and actually admitting to the Lord that you need him, because our people are prideful. Our people really believe that they're doing everything on their own. They really believe that it's them. They want to admit to the Lord is the one that actually get a doofy ass's breath to get up out of the bed. It's the Lord that's got your heartbeat moving. It's the Lord that's got you able to get yourself dressed without, you know. The elder was going into a beautiful lesson this morning. I was listening to him about being thankful, man. And he was talking about, you know, your ass being able to get up and get dressed on your own. Because there's some people that can't. There's people out here that really need help. There's people out here, man, that you know, that are in nursery homes. I went into a lesson, I think last week or so. Me and the beloved brother Allah was talking about it. We was kind of laughing about it because he lived right up the street from this place. But it's a nursery where the motherfucker had bed sores so damn large that his bones are showing. You know, they had put him in some diapers and shit, man, and just let him piss and shit on himself, man, while he, bed sores. They just weren't caring for the guy. So just think about it. If you able to get up out of your bed and you able to go to the bathroom on your own with no problems, that's a blessing. You able to see, you able to hear, you able to breathe properly. You may not have what you want, but you have what you need at least. Because that's what we're about. We're about our daily bread. You know what I'm saying? You should be happy about the daily bread that the Lord provides you with daily, man. Right? But again, casinos, lottery, these churches. I mentioned pawn shops because people going to pawn the shit out of some shit. But this is what people are really relying on to hit that lick, to try and get out of it. They just want to just burst out of this shit. And I feel Jake, because we do live in a society and kingdom where it's just like, you just know that there's more. This is the reason why, one of the reasons anyway, we do the work. We want one of those crowns, man. We want to go into our kingdom. We want to come out of this enslavement that we're in, man, under Esau Edom, because he's the one that has everybody oppressed, man. But let's get this real quick. Because even these pastors, they need some money too. The money getting low. People not going to church and giving like how they used to. But here's the video. Fair use, fair use.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you
to do. See that? He straight embarrassed that lady, man. He said, that ain't what I asked you to do. It wasn't even. He's not like, hey, this is not what the law put on my heart to tell you. The law. No, he said, no, this is me. I'm telling you, I need $2,000 from you, and that $235 you was talking about with the little man's. And she just walked away. And guess what she said? This is let me get a scripture real quick. She said, I'll work on getting the rest of that for you. This nigga is like a big ass pimp, bro. That's Jake in these churches, man. These are fucking pimps. And guess what? These women, they go in there and they go get the horn, man. And a lot of marriages have broken up because a lot of these men, they don't go to these churches and then come to find out she been going and giving all the fucking money to the pastor and not been paying the fucking bills like she's supposed to. Then she wondering why the man is leaving. Because she'll do what this man says at the church over what her husband says to do. And actually, these pastors really feel like you women belong to them over your husbands. And that's wicked, man. That's wickedness. But let's get this real quick. That's some wicked shit that nigga just told her, man. Now, mind you, I'm going to show you something else, too, with this guy. What's that one? Oh, no. No, I think chapter 3. Is it chapter? Yeah, chapter 3, I think it is. Slakia. Or is it 1 Timothy? Bear with me here. It's 2 Timothy chapter 3. Let me start at verse 7 here. I need to start at verse 6. Let me see how it reads in the NLT. The New Living Translation, it says, they are the kind who work their way into people's homes and win the confidence of vulnerable women who are burdened with the guilt of sin and controlled by various desires. Such women are forever following new teachings, but they are never able to understand the truth. See that? See? These teachers oppose the truth, just as Janus and Jambres opposed Moses. They have deprived minds and counterfeit faith. Yeah, but the point is, man, these women, they go into these churches, they'll give this pastor their last. It's no different than a pimp. It's really it's sexual. Salaki, it's spiritual pimping basically, as opposed to carnal pimping. You know, because you got women out here, they get on the streets, they go out and give up the box, you know what I'm saying? But in this case, the women are giving up the spiritual box, man, which is adultery, spiritual adultery, which is, you know, idolatry, man. Something that the Lord hates. He straight cut her ass and told her, no, you take that little bit of fucking money, bitch, and you come back with the correct amount, basically. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Embarrassed her with the little man's with her. Like, where the husband at? Because who is this little dude that's with her? This is probably her son. This is probably her son, bro. Now, this building right here, this motherfucker been over there. It's people that weren't even born. This little boy, matter of fact, it's people that haven't even been born, right? That hadn't been born, that are in their 20s now when they first started this church over here on 7 Mile, right? They've been getting all kinds of tickets. All kinds the city been suing them. They've been so-called building this church for the past 20 or so years. This been since, let me see. It says the clip ignited immediate reaction on Threads, where one user wrote, "Today at Perfecting Church of Detroit, Bishop Marvin Winans scolded a member for giving $1,200 instead of $2,000. This was a fundraising service for a new building on 7 Mile in Woodward that has been under construction since 2002. That shit been an eyesore over there for since. I remember, man, this shit been so long. I can remember passing by that shit many a times. Like, oh shit, it's about to, you know, shit gonna be a big ass church. That shit been sitting there dormant for since 2002, and they've been getting all kinds. They done got sued by the city so many times. Like, y'all got to do something with this shit. This shit is an eyesore now. It's just sitting right on. It's sitting in prime real estate right on. It's a really nice neighborhood over there. You know, like, you know, some of the basketball players used to live. I think Aretha Franklin lived over that way one time before she moved out into the burbs. You know, real nice neighborhood in that area. Some big ass houses over there, golf course and shit like that. But it's just before you get to Oakland County, you know, where, you know, so-called white people actually live. And matter of fact, I might be able to get a picture of it. But the shit just crazy looking, bro. It's been there forever. But supposedly, okay, so now you still, because he been fundraising for that very building for the past, since 2002. Like, nigga, when you gonna get all the money? What you doing with all the money you raising? It says there are layoffs and business closings happening weekly, but this is the attitude of so many pastors. Another commenter cut straight to the communication issue. 1,000 plus, 1,000. Just say 2,000, then people wouldn't have an opportunity to mishear. You shouldn't be asking no congregant for $2,000, man, that live in Detroit, man. But again, like I said, what did she say? Why was she giving it? She was believing in a seed. And again, alms go a long ways, man. You know, I think that's the book of Tobit, chapter 4. Alms go a long ways, but it's a proper way to do it, man. These pastors are just fucking greedy dogs. Matter of fact, I did have that scripture. Let me get that one real quick. These pastors, man, this is why, hey, you should be thankful that the Lord brought you up out of these churches, bro. This is Isaiah 56, verse 10. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark. Sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Yea, they are greedy dogs, which can never have enough. And they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way, everyone for his gain from his quarter. See? In the NLT, it says, for the leaders of my people, the Lord's watchmen, his shepherds, are blind and ignorant. They are like silent watchdogs that give no warning when danger comes. They love to lie around sleeping and dreaming. Like greedy dogs, they are never satisfied. They are ignorant shepherds, all following their own path and intent on personal gain. And this is really going off into, you know, Israelites that knew that they were actual Israelites. You know, but we're using this today, you know, just to qualify that. Because you know, these are Israelites. This guy is an Israelite. You know, even though he's not going to proclaim it. You know, I'm sure he's heard of the Hebrew Israelites. But see, these pastors, they're not concerned with you knowing who you are. They're not concerned with you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans knowing that, you know, you are the holy people, a peculiar treasure to the Lord, Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai. They're not concerned with that. The average so-called these so-called black people that's in this church, don't think that they ain't heard about the Hebrew Israelites. The Hebrew Israelites, man, are deep in Detroit. They throughout all metropolitan cities in America. These people know about the Hebrew Israelites, but they talk shit about the Hebrew Israelites. You know? Our elders are not hitting you over the head for no money. You know what I'm saying? Though brothers do, you know, send in offerings and tithes and stuff like that. But they're not actually online just banging you over the head about no money. They'll tell you straight up, you know, if you can give something, if you want, then that's what you do. You know, just do it. You know? But it's not like something that they're super duper majorly hitting you over the head for, man. They don't have no church building with no building fund and first lady fund and pastor's fund, and you know, they got all these, they're passing the damn collection plate for all these different things, man. Right? But again, I think it's in Tobit. I think that's chapter 4. It talks about some alms. This is in here a few times, but let me see if I can find it. Sure, exactly where that might not even be the chapter though. Let me see. Oh yeah, okay. Let me start at verse 6. It says, Tobit 4 and 6. For if thou deal truly, thy doing shall prosperly succeed to thee, and to all them that live justly. Give alms. Alms is going off into, you know, like offerings or whatever, you know, or help, you know, so to speak, right? Give alms of thy substance, and when thou givest alms, let not thine eye be envious, neither turn thy face from any poor, and the face of Yahweh shall not be turned away from thee. If thou hast abundance, give alms accordingly. If thou hast but a little, be not afraid to give according to that little. See? So he should have been accepting. That was a lot of money. Shit, that wasn't even no little. Hell, you ask me, shit, $1,200 right now in this day and time, in this economy, with fucking bills, you know what I'm saying? You know, but of course, see, her attitude was even wrong as to why she was giving, because these pastors, they give our people this mindset that you give this amount of money, you're going to get this amount of money back. And it don't always land like that. It's not that's not the way that it goes. That's not the case. And your heart is not even right as far as you giving. Even though she may have thought it within her heart, you know, because she could have been very sincere. Don't get me wrong. But it's still not the right setup. It's not set right with the way that this guy is running it down, man. It's just not set right. And then you, of course, your faith is in an idol. And the scripture talks about how our people have a zeal for Yahweh by H.I.M, but it's just not according to knowledge, because our people don't have the knowledge, or they don't have the know. That's the reason why these pastors are able to zip through and fuck them all over like how they do, man. And don't get me wrong, I was there at one point. Most of us are Christians, you know, Israelites that came out of the Christian church, you know, and all praises to Yahweh by H.I.M. You know, I wouldn't change any of it, because it was a walk through life where it was our lot, and it got us to where we are now. So we, you know, should be thankful for all things, you know, like how the scripture says. But nothing wrong with giving alms, right? But it says, for thou layest up a good treasure. Let me get verse 8 again. If thou hast abundance, give alms accordingly. If thou have but little, be not afraid to give according to that little. For thou layest up a good treasure for thyself against the day of necessity. See? So this is, you know, see, they're thinking of it like, okay, I give $100 this week, I'm going to get $1,000 next week. But see, you giving alms today, it might come in handy 3 years from now. You know, God, you know, we're praying that we're not here that long. I'm just using it as an example. You know, it comes when you need it. Because you may not necessarily need, you know what I'm saying, what you're giving to somebody that day. You know, somebody might be like, you know, shit, man, damn, I got a flat. The fucking tire is $60, man. I don't have it. Whatever. And you like, well, shit, man, here you go, man. Shit, I got you. Your ass may not ever have a flat until you might not have a flat till 3-4 years later. And somebody just all of a sudden just comes. Sometimes you don't even know. I had a dude, matter of fact, wasn't even that long ago neither. It's been a couple of months now, maybe about 2 months or so, maybe 2 months or so, give or take. And I can remember I was in a store one night and I was getting some stuff. And I was like, oh, man. I was like, well, you know what I'm saying? Me and the brother, we was kind of talking, you know, as we were waiting in line. He was a cool dude. You know, and I was just like, oh man, hey, put his stuff on my, on my hookup, man. I got him. He's like, man, you sure? He's like, man, it's quite a bit of stuff. I was like, no, it's all good, man. I got you, bro. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Shit, just throw your shit up there. Hey, double bag, bag his shit separately from mine. This my stuff, this is stuff. You know what I'm saying? And, you're just like, oh, man, bet, thanks. Never even seen the guy again. Didn't even remember the guy like that. You know what I'm saying? But we did have a conversation. So, long story short, I say maybe about, I don't even know how long it was after. I went into the store. And, I didn't even have a lot of cash on me at the time, whatever I was trying to get. But I walked into the store. I told, the guy behind the counter what I wanted, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then I'll be damned if it wasn't that dude. I didn't even remember the dude because I didn't even remember his face like that. And it was just out of the blue. He was like, man, hey, I got that, man. Oh, put that on my shit. And I'm looking at him like, oh, no, man, I literally forgot about this dude. He was like, no, man, you remember that night? He was like, shit, man, get whatever else you want. He was like, you sure that's all you want? He was like, shit, the tab that you paid for me. He was like, man, shit, hell, I'm still not even, cutting into as close as the money you spent on my shit that night. He was like, man, go on and get what you. I said, no, I just need this. Then it dawned on me. I remembered that guy. I'm like, oh, shit. Gave him a pound. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you been, bro? He's like, man, everything been good. Man, he's like, man, get that man what he want. Man, that shit on me. Matter of fact, he was like, you better not. You ain't letting you pay for shit. You better not pull your money out your pocket. That's what made me look like. I'm like, okay, well, but that was a time from when that necessity. See, again, let me get this one again. It says, where was we at? Oh, verse 9. Tobit 4:9, it says, for thou layest up a good treasure for thyself against the day of necessity. See? And that was that day. It was just like, that's when alms, or that's when you sowing seed actually comes. It comes when you need it. It don't just pop. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it can. I'm not saying it like that, but it ain't just see the Christians, they use it like, oh, it's just a pop-up. Oh, well, I could just use the load. I got this game on, I got this, I got this thing on lock. I know how the load works. I give $1,000. See, this is what this lady was expecting. She gave up that $1,200. You know what I'm saying? She was probably expecting, you know what I'm saying, to get, $12,000 or so back. Like, I need this lick. That's how they be thinking, man. I'm telling you, I used to be there. I was in one of those mega churches at the time. But anyway, didn't want to keep this long, man. And just flowing in the spirit of it, boy. Let's get this guy back again so you can actually see. Oh, I wanted to go up. Let me show you this church real quick if I can find it. Let me see if the church still there. I know it's still there. I just ain't been over there in a while. This is you know what? Let me just put it in Google. I'm gonna show you. I know they got some pictures of this shit over there. Hey, what's going on, bro? What's still with you? Chilling. Everything been good? Oh, I hear you. Let me see. I'm just gonna put in Marvin Winans Church on 7 Mile. And this shit been sitting over there, man, for about 30 years now. Matter of fact, let's see what his net worth is. This motherfucker's net worth is $6 million. Or at least that's what they're saying in there. Just crazy, bro. I'm just gonna put in unfinished church, cause that bitch, ain't no telling, man. They've been going through so much with this shit, man. That shit is a complete goddamn disaster. See, it's been all in the Detroit Free Press. They had this shit on the local 4 news. It's been on every news channel everywhere, bro. Cause he already had this particular church. He should have just kept that bitch. But here's this church right here. Let's get some images. Here it go right here. And it's been like this. Now, they look like they done cleaned up out there from what they... Because they had to. Because that shit was looking crazy, bro. And it's sitting right on a main corner street. I remember it used to be a damn McDonald's and all that shit there, man, back in the days. But see, it's been like this. They just been having it like it's been like this for the past damn near 30 years, man. And he been saying the same old shit, bro. But this right here, let me see. This is I guess wintertime. One of those old school pictures of just the shit being grown over. So he really didn't have no choice but to. They kept getting all those tickets from the city and never finished this damn church. And it's still not finished. Here you go right here. Now this is the church from I guess from a top view. And I'm assuming they've been working over it. But come on, man, from 2002, it's 2025, bro. I can remember somebody actually saying on the news when they was going in on it. They was like, yeah, somebody, they was, questioning neighbors in the neighborhood. It just had gotten overgrown. It was an eyesore. And this one lady, she was like, yeah, she was like, her son was with her. This nigga was grown. She was like, yeah, they started doing that church before I even got pregnant with him. And it's still looking, it still hasn't been finished. Like literally, this dude is 23, I think. Like 23. And so it's just been sitting there. But he been collecting money though. Every weekend, because they got this other church right here. Let me see. This is the church he's operating out of. Just retarded, bro. Let me see though. And that's a prime location. See, it says, after facing a city lawsuit in 2023 for blight, the church settled with Detroit and resumed construction on a mega church project. So he's gathering up more, trying to get up more money, man. It says recession hits, the church secured $49 million construction loan. So here you go, you got $49 million in a loan, and that church still ain't been built. So what has he been doing with the money? He got that loan in 2006, but the lender called the loan due during the Great Recession. The church paid off the loan and mothballed the project, which sat unfinished for years. Legal action. In 2023, the city of Detroit sued the Winans and Perfecting Church, alleging the property was a nuisance and a source of blight was dilapidated fencing and overgrown vegetation. Settlement and restart. In June 2023, the city dropped the lawsuit after reaching an agreement with the church. The deal included a timeline for Winans to obtain approvals, secure financing, and resume construction. See? Now, the updated and recent progress, the church submitted a revised development plan approved by the City Planning Commission in December 2023, which scaled down the project. It now includes fewer seats and replaces a multi-story parking deck with a service lot. So they resumed work in January 2025. A Bridge Detroit report noted that the significant piles of debris had been removed from the site. So yeah, they cleaned up around there. They ain't had no choice. They should have. They should have had that shit going to begin with. They should have never let that shit get like that. Even if it wasn't, even if they stopped the construction. Because that shit was looking horrible. Ongoing construction. Free Press article from August 2024 reported that the construction was expected to resume in the fall of that year. Yeah, all that good stuff. Anyway, though, but this is the guy. Let me go back to the video. I'm going to play the video one more time and we'll end out. Yahweh Ratazah. Crazy, bro. That he just embarrassed her ass, man. He embarrassed her ass in front of all those people. With that amount of money that she was giving. That is crazy as hell, bro. Bro, come on, man.
I, Roberta McCoy, giving faith and stand in unity with the vision of Perfecting Church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
That is fucking insane, bro. Anyway, though, hey, this is, that's a part of the curses. When the Lord talked about, we will be in these lands, man, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Matter of fact, let me get that curse real quick. How about the Zah and I end out, but this is Deuteronomy 28. Where's that one where it talks about right here, verse 36. This is one of the curses that our people are under. Deuteronomy 28:36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. And that wood, let's get the church, let's get his church real quick. That wood is going into this big stupid ass wood cross. Well, this particular cross is not wood, but you get what I'm saying. That's the wood. When it comes to the cross, generally, you know, of course the Lord was, you know, it was wood back in the ancient days, but, you know, and that's one of those symbols that, you know, Jake really focus on. You know, they're either into white Jesus Christianity or they're into the stone, which is Islam. Those are the two major stumbling blocks or idol, or idolatrous, places of worship that our people venture, man. Now, you know, you got some of our people that are into other shit, you know, other little religions. Some niggas even think that they kung fu, they're into fucking Buddhism and shit like that. But anyway, you know, but the main ones is this: Christianity, white Jesus Christianity, and Islam. Those are the main two stumbling blocks for our people, and that's one of those are curses, man. Those are idolatrous curses that's upon our people, and that's the reason why our people are doing so damn bad. Mainly, you know, one of the reasons anyway. He just sent her ass right on along the way. Like, yep, go on, get on, shoot. Fuck away from me. You come back with that correct amount of money. Matter of fact, since you blew my time up here, come back with an extra $1,000. You know, that's wickedness though, bro. And you know them Winans, and they made some money. All of them, BBCC, you know, the singers. You know what I'm saying? Like they done made, hey, they whole life. They been eating good for a long time of idolatrous sweet white baby Jesus, man. And the Lord is about to start destroying their asses too. You know, and it's crazy that little church though, that one, I think that's the one on Nevada. Let me see here. This is the smaller church that they've been, and it's, you know, it's the church they've been dealing with. Out of all these years that shit been sitting there, they've been still at the old church. Here you go, yep. Here's the one right here. When he tried to become super mega. Oh no, let me see here. Yeah, but this is the one that they generally be going to on Sundays. This is the one she pretty much walked up to. You know what I'm saying? And walked up on his ass. See, you know. Join us, see? So they've been getting it for a long time. They've been getting it for a real long time. I don't know what's going on here. I know, oh, this was 8 years ago. I guess they must have had like some type of outing. Anyway, though, but this is that church right here, man. You can see it. Got the chandeliers in the roof. They got a pretty decent size, little, you know, but 4,200 people. I guess he was trying to gather up on some more fools, man. You know, that other church, you know, the bigger church, he had 4,200 seats in that boy. But anyway, man, you see what it is, man. This is what these pastors are about. And again, we're living in these last days. A lot of our people, they're going to be more sucked into, because a lot of these people, they're going to go back to these harlot houses because they're going to see how bad things are. And the ones that don't come fully into this truth, as far as Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, the Israelites, you know, like their full culture of knowing who they really are through the men of the Lord, preferably GMS, Great Millstone, the ones that teach the 100% truth, or they're going to go back into those Christian churches because of the, you know, they're going to try and feel their hope. The people don't have no hope. And Jake do have that zeal for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, it's just not according to knowledge. So a lot of these niggas, they in the streets, you know, things going to start getting bad. You know, all these chicks that have been out here, got 3, 4, 5, 6 baby daddies, been giving up the box for nothing, gonna be trying to run into these churches and they're gonna bow all down, and they're gonna be in a worse situation than they was. They might as well just stay out here and just sell box, man, and just, you know, keep their money moving like that there. But they're gonna go through. A lot of them gonna go through. A lot of people going, oh, I gotta go. I'm gonna give my life to the Lord. And they're gonna be doomed, man. Then eventually, because, you know, these churches, they're going to coerce them into taking that chip. Because what did they do during COVID-19? Matter of fact, I remember they had the little stimulus checks. Remember when they sent out those little checks? I forgot how much they were. I think they was like $800 or $1,200 or something like that. And these pastors, it was pastors that was pit. They was like, no, you're going to tithe on that. We're going to come bring that money. Come bring me some of that stimulus check. Fuck, you know, them bills. You better come bring me your portion. I need my portion of them stimulus checks. You don't just stop giving tithes and offerings. You know, you gotta, you know. And a lot of them churches done fell way off. A lot of them never opened back up, man, since COVID, man. You know what I'm saying? If anything, they got some online services, you know. But that shit is done, man. So with that, and this is one of the reasons why, because people starting to see through this type of shit. Because when you go into the comment boards, you know, or the comments that I did see, they clowning this guy. They clowning this guy. Remember Juanita Bynum? She just done this shit recently again. She done been notorious for doing shit like that. Now I need to go. The law that told me is 25 people in here gonna give 1,000. You know, 25. That shit. This bitch want $25,000 within 2-3 minutes. You're like, oh, come on up here. I know y'all got it. The law is telling me it's 3 more people. And people just running up there, man, with this money, man. They got ATMs and shit in the Emporium. You know it's bad when they take credit. They will put you in debt. These churches take credit. They take motherfucking credit cards. Yeah, I put $1,000 on my... Now, here you go. You paying back a credit card balance with interest. And ain't getting nothing back out of it. And then once you... Well, it's got to be with you. This is what the pastors do. They make you... They throw you that guilt trip. It's got to be you. Or you not giving enough. Or you just living a life of sin. I've seen it all, man. I've seen it all. I remember them cash-filled nights of going to church where they had these big wigs come through. Dr. Leroy, I remember Dr. Leroy Thompson. I think he was out of Louisiana. Money just flow off of me. Old country nigga. Niggas used to be running up to the stage, man, throwing money on that nigga. That nigga, man, I'm talking about, hey, I tell you what, you know, like how they make it rain in a strip club. That's how they used to be doing with them pastors. I remember that shit. By the time that fucking, and these niggas be holding like 3-4 services, man, on one day. By the time that crowd leave, another crowd, you know, that's how packed the churches, you know, they used to have standing room only. Nigga be done ran up out of that motherfucker, man, be done made $200,000-$300,000 in a couple of hours, bro, in one setting, like it's nothing. That's the reason why all of them was having, you know, your Jesse Duplantis in them, a gang of them, your fucking Joyce Myers and all them, you know, I remember all them pastors, man. It was all about prosperity. They caught up to Benny Hinn ass, you know, them Christian Network, whatever the fuck it was back then. But man, them motherfuckers was clearing some paper, bro. They was clearing some paper, man. Them Womax, this other demon. Can't think of this nigga. I always forget this nigga name. There's one damn demon. He's the richest one out of all of them too. I can't think of his name right off. But of course, you know, you got your Jesse, your Joesteen, your Joesteen. You got your Creflos. You got your TD Snakes. You know, his ass is out of here. You know, but the Lord been cutting on into all that stuff, man. Them churches is them crowds is not in there like how they used to be, man. But anyway, I'm gonna end out there. My phone is about to die. All praises to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Rakah HaKodash. And with that, Shalom.